كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي لا سواه بالتحدي لا سواه حرر النفس ولا تحيا هباء.
Quickly, systematically, you made certain claims about the Punjab. I want to quickly go through them, and then we can come back on another topic.
I'm not an expert on this.
Okay, no, I'm not an expert, but I'm going to give you references. As for Aurangzeb, there is a recent book out, published in 2017. If you want an objective view on Aurangzeb, not by a Muslim, not by a Sikh, or not by a Hindu, go and read this woman's book called Audrey. The lady who authored the book, her name is Audrey Trusk. She has recently published this book. It was published and I think it was 2017 January, the month of January 2017. It's a smallish book, about less than 200 pages. It's one of the best introductions to Aurangzeb and his history.
Wait. We're getting too complicated.
No, Raj.
I made a claim to show the hypocrisy of Muslims, saying that they don't do
Where is the hypocrisy?
Because Muslims are always saying Christians have
always. When you say always, even that's
not always. Sometimes I've heard it on
where?
YouTube videos.
And what do they say? What do they say?
Well, they normally say, "Oh, Christians are massacred. These people
Where?
converted them there in South America or over
Where? Where did you hear this?
Which on YouTube? I can't say
which
exactly
channel, which person. So we cannot take it seriously.
Yeah, so you got. Well, I can take it seriously because I heard it.
But where did you? Who said it?
Doesn't matter. I can't name a person to you or describe them because I saw that video ages ago. What I'm trying to say to you.
So you saw one video somewhere saying something stupid, and you want to think you Muslims always. Raj, what did you say? Raj, you said you Muslims always. No, Raj, you made a statement. You said you Muslim always.
My vocabulary can be a bit condemning.
So choose your words carefully. Say some Muslims, some idiots.
Sometimes. What I'm trying to say to you, I didn't start this discourse here. He came over calling that guy over there a hate preacher. I didn't know what was happening.
And we stand by.
Why did you not even ask? You should have found out.
You should ask. Why are you calling them?
I've seen these videos before.
I brought this cameraman, this gentleman. You know why? Because he agreed over there that if the Christians here really said, like, oh, thank God he's dead, he will condemn it. So I said, okay, come, let's find them, and you will condemn them. So I didn't come to condemn anyone or to rebuke anyone. He came with his own camera. He will turn it towards his face, and he's going to condemn the hate preachers who said that. You came along in the middle, suddenly saying, "Oh, why won't
I didn't come along? I was here. I was standing here.
So would you condemn? Would you?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Would you? Yeah?
I want to ask you a question. If someone insinuates that a certain people in general are mass murderers,
like say Sikhs.
Okay, like Amitabh Bachchan said about the Sikhs in 1984, and thousands of Sikhs were killed. Innocent Sikh men, women and children were dragged off the trains and burnt. I was watching a woman's interview in 1984. She came to Delhi from the Punjab.
And you're trying to get me emotionally about my people.
Raj,
as you know, I'm not going to be
giving you
Raj,
facts.
Raj,
died from what they said.
Raj. Let me finish, Raj. I'm going to give you some examples so that you can relate to them.
You want to get me fired up about the Punjab.
No.
Because I'm Sikh and that hurts me.
Raj.
Let me ask you one question.
Wait.
No, but he's talking about 1984 when 3,000 Sikhs were massacred by Hindus.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with them.
Why were they massacred?
But there was nothing.
No, Raj, why were they massacred?
Because the Hindus were crazy at that time.
No. Who pushed them? Who pushed the mob? Who pushed the mob?
He said a word. Whether that had anything to do with it or not, I can't prove it.
Okay, there were certain individuals who had made statements that the Sikhs will pay. Okay, they didn't say go and kill Sikhs.
Have they said that though?
Wait, sorry?
But have they said
yes.
that?
Yes.
They said that.
You want statements?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. There are Christian preachers in America.
Here.
No.
Wait. What do you want to hear? Jay Smith, the top man, the top gun. Jay Smith. Why forget about Jay Smith? You said here.
I don't know Jay Smith. I don't know anybody around here.
You said you like him. Raj, you said you like him.
I don't know him personally, but I've heard I like you as well.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Islam.
But do you think I'm a hate preacher? Do you think I'm a hate preacher? Okay, I think Jay Smith is a hate preacher.
So this is where we're getting our kind of wires crossed because I'm looking at things objectively.
I wish him the best of his life.
I have no fight in this.
Okay.
Both of you seem like decent guys who are just trying to spread the message.
You need to look more carefully.
So why was this guy over there, not Jay Smith, that guy there, who I was talking to in a private conversation?
Who is this? I don't know who you're talking about.
Daniel, I was talking in private
Not
conversation.
Somalian, he's Ethiopian.
And the whole crew come round us and start berating and calling him hate speech.
Wait.
This is why I got involved.
Yeah.
You
So,
jumped in the conversation.
so Raj,
without any
Raj,
introduction.
if
You
someone, wait, I'll tell you why he's a hate preacher. I know the guy you're talking about now. When London attacks happened, you remember?
Yeah.
What happened?
When they start stabbing people and running away.
Good. One of them was stabbing a woman. Those idiots, those barbarians who have nothing to do with Islam, one of them was stabbing a woman, right? Daniel, with his Quran, came to the park here, okay? And he was shouting and screaming in front of the camera, look what the Quran says, and they practice the Quran. And then I confronted him. I said, Daniel, why do you have to lie? Why? Because our Prophet categorically told us, in authentic reports, that in conflict.
But I don't see that as hate.
Raj, you have to, Raj, I'm finishing.
I'm trying to-
Raj,
I'm trying to figure out why you call
I'm
it
finished.
hate.
Are you biased, Raj?
I'm not biased.
So let me finish then. You sound biased because you're not. Okay.
Because I don't think you're hate
Because you're
preacher.
shut to reason now.
I don't think you're hate preacher. I don't think he is. And I don't
Well,
think any other
I'm
Christian
explaining why I believe he's a hate preacher.
Yeah, go on,
I'm
go on.
telling you. Okay, he came here and he said, look what the Quran says. It says to kill X, Y, and Z, and the Quran doesn't say that. Because we understand the Quran through the lens of the prophetic tradition. The Prophet himself explained the Quran, what the verses of the Quran mean. And the Prophet said, even in conflict, do not kill women, do not kill children, do not kill elderly, do not cut trees, do not burn crops, do not burn beehives, do not demolish buildings, do not kill monks, do not destroy churches. All of these categorical teachings are from the Prophet of Islam. These guys were deliberately ignoring me, and they were carrying on with the rhetoric. This is why we call them hate preachers. Because let me finish. Because they are a bunch of liars who don't want the facts and the truth. They want to pump hatred against Muslims. The Quran is a book of hate. Therefore, all Muslims are guilty of following the Quran, and they also need to be hated. This is what you call a hate preacher. That's the insinuation which you are failing to see. That's the point. Now, just like the Sikhs, two bodyguards of Indira Gandhi killed her. They shot her dead. Okay, 3,000 Sikhs paid with their lives. Okay, why? Because of certain hate preachers who came out and they said, those who killed our mother will pay with their blood. Okay, who paid? 3,000 innocent people. That's what you call a hate preacher causing a genocide. So these videos now, wait, Raj, these videos are being watched by thousands of people.
I need to speak though.
Yeah, you will.
Because you keep bringing up Punjab and Khalistani movement.
No, man, I'm just giving you an example.
No, as a Sikh, so I'm going to ignore that particular part.
So you should be able to.
Because the reality comes to you.
You don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about a specific time frame in the Punjab in 1984. What I'm talking
Let's talk about Mughal. If you want to talk about the Mughal period.
I want to know why you're classifying that guy over there who's a Christian as a hate preacher.
Just give you a reason.
I give the reason.
You're giving a reason, but this is Speaker's Corner. He can say what he wants. And you should be able to
okay, fine. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. So there are people, that's the point I'm making. There are people here who come here and they say what they like. And some of them are saying hate. Some of them are preaching hate.
You could call him a liar and then refute him. You can't call him a hate preacher.
We have, go and watch our videos against them. We have given categorical evidence.
Call him a hate preacher.
I'll give you.
I'll classify anyone here who speaks corner as a hate speaker.
What's a hate
preacher? Because he's a
What's a hate
speaker's
speaker?
corner.
Listen to me. When a hate speaker is one who spreads hate and it causes violence
If somebody
somewhere
was
else.
standing-
Listen, earlier on you said this doesn't cause violence. He's not hurting anyone. There's Muslims getting violently attacked.
Yes.
Left, right,
Not
and
because
center.
of him
Excuse
specifically.
me. Yes, it is.
How do you know?
When there's speeches
How do you know?
like that happening, condemning Muslims when Muslims aren't wrong, and all the British people are hearing that Muslims are wrong, violence is
So why are
spreading.
you speaking
Muslims
for-
are
Okay,
getting
you know
attacked.
Tommy Robinson.
So
Do
why
you
are you-
know
why are you
Tommy
speaking
Robinson?
corner?
Do you know Tommy Robinson?
If you
Raj,
came here and
Raj,
said Sikhs
do you
are
know Tommy
murderers,
Robinson?
I would just argue with you and walk away.
Raj, do you know Tommy Robinson? Do you know Tommy Robinson?
I know Tommy.
Do you think he's a hate preacher?
I think he's got some misguided views.
Do you think he's a hate preacher?
I think he's got misguided views.
I'm asking a simple question, yes or no? Do you
I
think
don't
he's
think he's a hate preacher.
Oh, okay,
He's
good.
misguided.
Let's talk about it.
I think he's misguided.
Okay, good. He went to Manchester after the Manchester attack. He stood in front of a mosque and he said, in these houses, In these houses, the enemy lives in these houses. Okay, now let's check this out. That's a video on YouTube with hundreds of thousands of hits. In the comment section, there are people commenting, what? Kill all Muslims, bomb all Muslims, massacre all Muslims, Muslims go home, Muslims get out. There are Sikhs with beards and turbans being attacked because people think they're Muslims. People think they're Muslims because of people like Tommy Robinson. He's not saying go and kill Muslims. He's not saying that. There are people who are taking that message from his videos and they do 1+1. This is what hate preaching does. Amitabh Bachchan, the reason why I keep giving you that example. No. Stop that now. Stop that. Raj. Do you think Amitabh Bachchan is a hate preacher?
I watch his films. I think he
No.
does wrong.
When he's made that statement.
I don't think he was the one that made all those 3,000 Sikhs be murdered.
Maybe 200. Maybe 200.
I can't prove anything.
Raj, when he made that
He's an
statement.
arsehole.
Okay.
But definitely.
Okay, fine. He's an arsehole. You said he's an arsehole.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse my language, guys. I had to repeat what God. Come on, man, what's going on? Right. So the point I'm making is, Raj, at that point when Amitabh Bachchan made that statement against the Sikhs, if he did, do you think he was a hate preacher? Be honest. Put your prejudice.
Yeah, I mean, probably you could construe that he was.
Thank you very much. So why do you consider Amitabh Bachchan a hate preacher for saying something a lot less than Tommy Robinson is saying today?
I could call him a hate.
Why?
I could say that he's preaching hate, but I don't think his actions on that day were a direct link to 3,000.
It doesn't matter what you think.
But you're saying that about these guys, that because they're preaching hate, that Muslims are getting attacked.
Yes. One, because people are commenting on his videos. There are people expressing their wish to go and destroy the Muslims because of his videos. He's saying enemies live in these houses, and people are actually going out and carrying attacks against Muslims. There was a guy who mowed Muslims outside a mosque in Ramadan. Okay,
which is completely
of course it's appalling. Okay. This is what hate preach does. These Christian missionaries, the ones we are talking about, are nothing but lying hate preachers because they're not interested in the truth. When we come into, I'll give you an example. One of these women here, her name is, the other one. Lizzie comes to the park. Once she asked me, did Muhammad preach anything good? She asked me a question. Did Muhammad ever preach anything good? He was not giving me an answer. You don't believe me? Go and watch the video.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Maybe
Now,
I think
this is what you call a hate preacher. This is what you call a hate preacher.
I think they're fundamentalists who are their minds are skewed. But
That's still an improvement. No, this is still an improvement. He's considered them. Now he's saying that they are fundamentalists.
Yeah,
now,
maybe, but a lot of people are fundamentalists. I'm a vegan, and I hate people that eat meat. I could be seen as a fundamentalist.
Now
vegan.
let's be fair. Let's be fair.
Evil.
There are people, Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, and Christians who are a bunch of hate preachers, and they are in the minority. There are very few extremists who give a bad name to the entire community. We, people like yourself and myself, we should come forward and confront these hate preachers. We should stop the hate and tell them to stay where they are.
But not Speaker's Corner.
No, Speaker's Corner is
This is the one place that you should be able to say what you want.
Yes, and this is one place where you should be confronted and corrected, and that's what we do. That's why I'm here.
By not by calling people hate preachers and confronting.
No. If it looks like
your logic is this.
My view of a hate preacher.
They're allowed to hate preach, but you're not allowed to correct the hate preach.
You're not allowed to call them hate preachers. If there's a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, you go and call it a duck. If there's a duck in front of you, you say, no, I'm not going to say you're a duck. You may be a goose, or you may be an ostrich. I'm not going to call you a duck. But if it's a duck, it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, then it is
what?
A duck.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah. So you call it a duck. Call a spade a spade.
I saw a video a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember. I think it might be that girl you're talking about.
Yeah.
And she was talking to some Muslim girls. And